Good afternoon, West Ham fans. Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well, my friends. For those of you who watched the morning show and the afternoon show, you would have known about my injury. I took the plaster off, and now I look like Mikhail Gorbachev, don't I? I've done the best Mikhail Gorbachev impression. But it is time for the world famous Hammers headlines in association with the 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏.com boys. This morning we did the breakdown, went through the Burnley game, all the stats and figures, and pulling out the key points of interest, the key findings and recommendations, so to speak. And then at lunchtime I did a show about Thomas Souček, and is he so I think he's really underappreciated by a big percentage of the West Ham fan base. So we go into the facts and figures of Tommy's West Ham career, and it's pretty staggering. But as I said, it's a Hammers headlines in association with the 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏.com boys. Lots to talk about. Also tonight, don't forget, we have got the Academy show, 6 o'clock UK time. Talking about all the academy, all the loans, under 21s, under 18s, and also doing a player profile on 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏𝗡, who obviously made the bench for the Burnley game. Talking a bit more about him in terms of who he is as a player. So you are well aware of who he is. He is my boy, and he is doing some great stuff in the 21s. Right, let's talk summer transfer window. Let's talk January transfer window, Russ. A little bit ahead of yourself there. And we'll be linked to a number of players as per usual. The first one is a player we've been linked to before, Quinten Timber, Feyenoord midfielder sensation, according to reports, and he could be available for free next summer. So on the basis of that, a January transfer move could be on in terms of him leaving for something rather than leaving for nothing in the summer. So his future has been a major talking point in the Eredivisie. Consistently performs well for Feyenoord, along with his contract situation to put him on the radar for several top clubs in England, including West Ham and also Arsenal, I believe, as well. According to reports in 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏, West Ham are among the hosts battling out to sign the Dutch international, with him apparently high on Nuno's list. Whether he's or not, I don't know. He returned to Feyenoord in summer 2022 and has been a consistently strong player throughout. He has become an integral part of the first team and broke into the Dutch national side. He prefers playing as a central midfielder, and the 24-year-old is equally effective in a holding position, and his performances, along with his massive potential, have placed him on the radar of many an English club. As I said, his current deal with Feyenoord runs out next summer, and since a new deal is nowhere in the picture, Premier League clubs have seen the opportunity to sign a top quality player on a bit of a bargain. They would obviously, Feyenoord would love him to stay at the club, but if they fail to do so before they turn the turn of the calendar, they could well cash in on him mid-season rather than him leaving for nothing in the summer. Feyenoord apparently are willing to accept offers as low as 20 million euros for the Dutch midfielder. For me, it's not the priority position at the moment. I think we've got enough. I think we've got three. Well, I think 3, 4. We've got some decent midfielders at the moment, particularly likes of Fernandes, Potts, Paqueta. We've got Magassa there as well. There's no doubt the quality that Quinten brings. He's energetic, all action, all the types of things that we like to see as a fan. I just wonder and question whether it's, if we have limited funds available, whether it's worth us doing it there, or maybe looking at him in the summer potentially, if Feyenoord were trying to keep hold of him. I don't know. I think it's probably like third priority. I think centre forward, centre half, another fullback, and then a midfielder, maybe fourth. Let me know what you think in the comments below. In terms of fullbacks, West Ham are amongst another host of players, another sides interested in the Sporting Lisbon right back, Ivan Fresneda. Great name. He's highly rated. He's 21, and he's shown his quality for Sporting at the moment. According to reports, us and Man City, amongst others, are looking to sign the 21-year-old, so we're not going to get him, let's be honest. However, what is interesting is he doesn't want to move in order to sit on the bench, which is where West Ham may come into play. He's one of those players you'd buy in as for the likes of City and stuff as a future investment, that's for sure. He's got quality, he's got potential to develop into a very, very good Premier League defender, and West Ham could do well to secure his signing. But it'd be interesting to see if we can obviously secure an agreement with the Portuguese club. Obviously, we don't have the best relationship with Sporting Lisbon following the William Carvalho dildo email, and so we'll have to wait and see. But I think he'll want to. I mean, yes, he says he wants to join a club where he's not going to sit on the bench. But if Man City come calling, you're going to go to Man City, aren't you? Would he prefer, to join a club which is winning trophies consistently and getting some game time, or playing for a side which probably not going to win a trophy, but maybe play a lot more game time? And he's got the likes of Aaron Wan-Bissaka ahead of him and people like that. So yeah, I just don't think those the right fit in terms of MO. I just don't think whether, when City come calling, we're not going to win that, are we? Let's be honest. Let's talk about Nicklas Füllkrug. Now, according to reports, AC Milan are reportedly interested in targeting Nicklas Füllkrug in the summer, and are set to compete with 2 other clubs for his signature in January. According to 𝗙𝗨𝗟𝗟𝗏, Serie A leaders AC Milan have shortlisted him as a target for January, with Allegri looks to add a new forward to his squad. Milan won't cover up front due to the poor form and injuries problems of summer signing Santiago Jimenez. According to Claret and Hugh, it mentions further that AC Milan may be open to a swap deal for Nicklas Füllkrug for Guillemez. And if that's the case, bite your fucking hands of him. This is the guy I've wanted. This is the guy I've wanted for ages. He hasn't had a great time at AC Milan. He's a few injuries, so it's typical West Ham. He hasn't played very well, but I genuinely think he is a superstar. He'll be a superstar at West Ham. He had a fantastic time in the Eredivisie, and we were interested in him then, but obviously went into AC Milan. I mean, AC Milan also got Christian Nguku from Chelsea, who hasn't been very, very prolific either. But as we said, there's not just AC Milan are the only club in town in terms of interest in terms of Nicklas in the January transfer window. Stuttgart and Hamburg are also considering January moves for Füllkrug. He was high on Real Madrid's shortlist in the summer under Xabi Alonso. So is there something that I don't know? It seems all these clubs are after him, and it's like it shows to me that there's still a quality player there, because they wouldn't be after him. The likes of AC Milan, the likes of Real Madrid, Hamburg and Stuttgart, I can understand because he's German. But it's for someone like Xabi Alonso to go to Real Madrid and say, I'd really like Nicklas Füllkrug. Shows there's a player there. There's still a player there. It's just, unfortunately, injuries and stuff have curtailed his time at West Ham. Bit same with Skamaka, really. Do you remember them? He got injured very early on. He got COVID, didn't he, as well? And then, I think particularly with strikers, you need to hit the ground running. To some extent, that's what Callum Wilson's done, to be fair. But talking about some of the players out on loan, obviously we're going to cover all the academy players in the academy show a little bit later on. But in terms of the 2 sort of first team players, with obviously Cornet being injured now, and so he's not featuring, and he could well be returning back to West Ham sooner rather than later, particularly with Vieira, who was a big advocate of his, the former Genoa manager, because he was sacked last week. Caelan Casey, had a couple of runs. He started his first league game last week. He had the cup game before that against City. He was an unused matchday substitute for Swansea as they lost 4-1 at home to Ipswich Town. Maybe he should have played Caelan. Maybe he played Caelan, he might have lost 4-1. Elsewhere, Edson Fernandez. God, that's a blast in the past. Edson Alvarez, he played the first 85 minutes for Fenerbahce as they won 4-2 at home to Kayserispor in the Superliga. And that's it, my friends. Thank you very much for your time. As per usual, don't forget to like, comment, share. Don't forget to check out the Academy show a little bit later on. Don't forget to check out our 2 shows we've already put out today. One this morning, where we broke down the Burnley game, and also the video did at lunchtime rather, for Thomas Souček unappreciated video. Let us know what you think there. Don't forget to give it a like, comment, share. Give it a hype. If you've got any hypes left, they get renewed every week, every Monday. And also, don't forget to check out nathanbrown.com for latest news, reviews, and opinions. Until next time, my friends, take care. Much love. See you later, potatoes.